I'm a Christian. I'm a non-denominational Christian, and I'm open and honest about it. And at the same time, I believe people can have their own faith and everything. But it's obviously been a guiding light in your life.
Oh, absolutely. Look, God, my faith in God and Jesus Christ is really everything. That and my family.
Yeah.
That's the anchor. When you hear me say God, family, freedom, and the Constitution are my pillars of what I believe in and what guide and dictate my life, those are the
Yeah.
things. You can't say that and then not practice it. And so I'm very open about my faith. I think that this country's jacked up because we abandoned God. We let God we got too far away from that, and then we didn't follow the Constitution.
Yep.
If you put
Yeah.
God back in this society and you bring the Constitution back in, we solve a lot of our problems.
It's a moral guiding light for those that even don't want to believe in a monotheistic God or anything like that. It's still a guiding light and a guiding principle.
It is. Look, life is hard.
No.
Life is hard for everybody, whether you're a cop or not. And it's even harder as a cop. And I'll tell you why. The average police officer in his career will experience between 400 and 700 traumatic experiences, which means that we go deal with other people's trauma 400 to 700 times. The average citizen will only experience 2 to 4 traumatic experiences in their life. And look at how jacked up a lot of citizens are mentally. And yet you have police that are going through this 100 times over. And so I always tell people you need an anchor in life, and especially in this profession, you need an anchor. You need an anchor, and that anchor for me is faith and my relationship with God and Jesus Christ. And look, I'm very religious as well. I go to church, but what I never do is I don't push my faith in on people. I talk about my belief in God and Jesus Christ and the values that I think that instills in my life and other people's lives. And I think that's what's important. Like you said, most people don't feel like they want to go to any one church or another.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
What I want is people to have a belief and a faith in God and Jesus Christ. And I think that's the purpose. Really, we forget that the purpose of life here has nothing to do with work, has nothing to do with any of these other things. We were sent here for a purpose. And that purpose is to prove ourselves to God that we can be better. And so that's what I do. I just try to be better every day. I try to be a good servant and a vocal servant. So yeah, I mean, it's without that anchor in my life, your ship ends up out at sea and lost at sea. So yeah, whether you're a citizen, you need an anchor. Whether if you're in this profession, you definitely need an anchor.
Absolutely.
And the best anchor I've found is faith in God and Jesus Christ.
That is perfectly tied into the other thing about that I learned about you and when you were over your tenure at the sheriff's office is that I'm going to be honest here. I thought when you first came on the scene that you were, oh my God, this guy loves to see himself. And